Hey guys, this is Sydney A, and I want to welcome you to another awesome episode of Necro-Fiends of the Frozen Dead. And I am super duper excited to get some girl time today. I've been talking to dudes this whole time. So today I am awesomely excited to welcome Tina Michelle to this interview and see what is going on with her. Welcome, Tina Michelle. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for being here. This is exciting. I was saying girl
Good.
time. Yay.
Yeah.
So let's start off with you sharing with everybody how you know Johnny, because we are celebrating 25 years of Johnny Necro and the
Awesome.
Frozen Dead. So where does your journey
Yeah.
with Johnny begin?
Well, my journey with Johnny started around 2020. Everybody was locked up in their houses during COVID. And we met in this little Facebook group called Quarantine Karaoke.
Okay.
And yeah. So I would get on there and basically embarrass myself in front of cyberspace singing. But he was so cool. He would always get on and request all these metal songs that I love, and that's how we got to talking. We bonded over music, and then I started reading his books, and
Nice.
the rest is history.
That is so cool. I know how encouraging he is, so I can just imagine he was like cheering you on in there and giving you songs to sing too.
Oh yeah.
Do you are you also into the punk scene? I know Johnny does punk music, so is that where your music heart lies?
Um, yeah, punk, metal, rock and roll. I'm pretty eclectic. I like a lot of different things, but like the Misfits, Danzig, Typo Negative, stuff like that. And I'm a wannabe bass player, so you know
Well, it's like everything else, it takes practice, you
that's
know?
right. That's right.
I figure Bobby Dahl from Poison could just go doot 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 through all of Unskinny Bop, and he's a bassist
Oh
professionally.
yeah,
So
yeah.
give yourself credit.
Poison was actually my first rock and roll love. That's funny that you mention it.
That's so fun. I love Poison. I
Yeah.
listened I literally listened to just about everything that's out there. So
Hmm.
on my playlist today, because I do a dance workout once a week, it was everything from the Shine Down, the Poison, and then Pantera, Cemetery Gates came on. I had Metallica, For Whom the Bell Tolls. Like I'm all over the place. So
Oh yeah. I like
I,
to play that angry music while I'm working out.
yes, yeah, that'll get the weights going
Yeah.
real good. That's so cool. So you were telling me that you do tattoo. You're a tattoo artist.
Yes, I used to be. I spent the better part of 20 years as a tattoo artist, and I just I got into it early, and I was in a point in my life where I couldn't really focus. I had a young child at the time, and everything. So, but I spent as long as I needed to in the business, and then I got out.
Okay.
I'm a lot happier as far as my art goes if I'm painting. I really enjoy that still. So, but I don't want my hobby to become my profession, because then it kind of becomes sort of lackluster.
Yes, I agree. It loses the fun when it's your job and not, just your
Yes,
passion. So I get
yes,
that.
yes. And when you
Awesome.
have to deal with a lot of greedy tattoo shop owners, it definitely loses its shine for you then. But anyway, I enjoyed my time doing it, but I'm out of the business now. Only time you'll catch me in a tattoo shop is if I'm the customer.
Nice. Did you have a certain thing that you specialized in tattoo style wise? Because I know some people do like the older looking cartoony ones and some are portrait artists. Like, what was your niche?
Pretty much anything that was colorful. I really enjoyed doing flowers, animals, anime characters, anything like that.
Anything that
Just
would pop.
yes, anything where I could show off all my colors.
That's so cool. I'm itching so bad. I have 10, but mine are like, mostly on the smaller side, but I want to start my sleeve and I haven't been able to find a jewel tattoo artist. So I was like, do you do
Ah,
that? Can you jump out of retirement to help me? There
yeah. Well, we'll talk about that later.
you go. Awesome. That's really cool. Speaking of your art and Johnny's book, I noticed, and I showed you before we hopped on here. Give us the backstory of this.
Well, okay, that's Diane Bride, Johnny's character. He just asked me if I would like to submit some art for the 25th anniversary edition of the book, and so he was like, okay, I'll give you a couple of different choices on which character, and you could just send me your take on the character. And so I sat down and came up with that one. She's really cool, like she speaks to my fashion sense, and I like crazy hair and stuff like that. As you can see, mine's in transition right now between colors. So forgive me if I look like a haystack, but
It's all that's all good. I was gonna say, do you usually have it like bright? You said you like colors, so I could see you doing like the blues and the purples and
yeah, it was like a fire engine red, but it fades so fast.
so
So
fast.
I'm gonna go back to something darker.
I gotcha. I'm trying to find, here we go. I'm looking over here because I'm trying to find Johnny's link tree so that people can buy their own copy of the 25th
Absolutely,
anniversary book. Yes.
run right out and get it. It's good
Yes.
stuff.
There's so much in it. It's like I
Yeah.
haven't gotten all the way through it yet because I get like so wrapped up in looking at every detail and it's so involved. It's so cool. But yeah, about the hair fading, I did that in college back when like manic panic, like forever ago. I don't have the
Mhm.
patience to do it anymore. I still would, but my daughter does, and she had
It's
it
very high
blue.
maintenance.
Yeah, it was this beautiful blue, and then 2 days later, it's a pretty silver, but it's like I understand exactly what you mean. It just goes out so fast, and if you're
Hmm.
naturally dark and you have to strip it, it's like a
Hmm.
whole a whole big thing. Mine's,
Yeah, that's like
this is
another
gray if
extra
I
step.
don't color it. So I should just let it come in gray, and then I can probably color it easier.
Yeah,
That's funny. But yeah, that's super cool that you're in there, and I love that you guys
definitely.
met online too. Like I was talking earlier about how so many people have connected online. And if
Hmm.
there's one thing Johnny has, it is social media, social
That's,
media
that's
pages.
yeah.
So
Yeah, he's definitely out there, and I admire him. But he's got the ambition and the drive, and and he's headed in all the right directions. So that's my buddy. I'm cheering for him.
absolutely. And that's what's so great about him wanting to do this was to give an opportunity to cheer all of us on, everybody
Yeah.
that knows him. And I mean, I'm new to the game. Like I only met him last month, and I feel like I've known him my whole life. And
Yeah,
everyone that
yeah.
I've met,
He'll make you at home like that.
absolutely. And I would say everyone I met through him is the same type of person. And I love
Hmm.
seeing so many good people.
Hmm.
It's like a great, great energy boost, and that's what this world needs.
Exactly. So much negativity out there nowadays. But you can open a Frozen Dead book and just kind of get right into the story. And like I just laugh the whole way through when I'm reading Johnny's books. And so I love it. I'm an avid reader anyways, but when he hooked me up with those, I
All
was
the
I was hooked.
puns, the
I
puns, they just
know,
keep coming at you. Do you
right?
have a favorite storyline of the comics? Like I know there's all these different timelines and stuff, but do you have a favorite?
Just all of the stuff where they go into the alternate universe, because like so many random crazy things happen, and it's like, has this dude been spying on my dreams? Because this is the kind of stuff that I dream about.
Oh
And then I
wow.
wake up in the morning going, what was that?
I love crazy. Well, when they're not like crazy dreams that make you go, what and the what, like but when
Yeah,
they're weird and really fun and vivid. And that's how a
yeah,
great way to describe his stories because they are all over the place, but there's a meaning too.
yes, exactly.
So it's like the dream interpretation of Johnny. That can be his next project. He can do a dream interpretation book.
Oh yeah, I would love to see what that would turn out.
Absolutely. That would be kind of pretty wicked actually. Because
Yeah, I'm sure it
he could
would.
make it up and somebody might actually take it and like start a whole new like
Yeah,
cult, the cult of Johnny
yeah.
Necro. Only filled with good people.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, we're all in the Johnny Necro cult. So,
That's true. That is absolutely true. But it's a good thing, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, our Kool-Aid isn't going to kill us, so it's
No.
okay. Oh, that's so funny. So, have you had a chance to meet him in person over the last
I
few
have
years?
not. I have
Okay.
not. Currently I'm in Texas, and so I'm sure that someday our paths will cross, but just couldn't tell you when.
Right. I know he's spent time in Texas, so hopefully he'll be going back there and maybe you guys can meet up.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be just like the coolest.
That'd be, and you can play bass and he'll bring his guitar and you guys can
Yeah,
sing karaoke.
yeah, yeah. And my boyfriend's a drummer, so hey, we're
Oh,
all set.
you got the band. The band is
Yeah,
made. It can be the cult of Johnny Necro. That's their
yeah.
band name. That's really cool. So, is there anything else that you want to share about your friendship with Johnny? Maybe how he's inspired your art in some way, or
Well, as I mentioned before, I think he's just like boosted my confidence because I've come out of a lot of um, not so happy situations. There's some PTSD involved there. And so I lost my drive and my confidence for a long time. And he's just kind of giving me the nudge that I needed to get back to, realizing, hey, your art was your escape from all this bullshit whenever you were younger. So you need to get back to that, and also, with his music, I told him that we need to collaborate on writing some songs because I have a whole notebook of songs that I've written that are just sitting in my closet, and I could write another one at the drop of a hat. Just give me some subject matter, So hopefully in the future we'll be doing some collaboration on some music.
I would love that. And you definitely have to share it when you do, because
Oh,
I know there's a
absolutely.
whole bunch of us out here that would love to check that out too. And I'm glad that you did find something that helps you with dealing with that because it's hard. And so I'm glad that your art gives you that escape that you need in those times too.
Me too.
That,
Me too.
yeah, it's like it keeps coming up with the importance of art in our society and the fact that so many schools are just throwing away the art programs thinking that they're not necessary, and it's such a necessary thing. And so
Absolutely.
we all need
I
to
grew
like
up in
fight.
a town so small that our school didn't have band, and we barely, I mean, we had an art class, but, like half the year would be art and half the year would be music or whatnot. So I feel like my education in the arts was kind of stunted because I didn't have the opportunities that, people from bigger towns had. But, it's never too late. That's a good thing with art or music. It's never too
Yeah,
late.
exactly. You can always learn a new skill. Like I see, I'm going to do the wrong side. Like I said, I wrote this. It took me 4 years, so it was 5 years ago. So at 44, I decided I was going to be an author, and then I published it at 48, and now at 49, I'm still like, please, please buy my book. In fact,
Oh,
I'm
that's
gonna
so cool. That's another
shamelessly
thing that's on my
plug.
bucket list.
Oh, do it! Absolutely
Yes.
do it. I tell everybody that asks for advice on how to write a book, sit down and brain dump it and worry about editing it later because you can edit yourself into the ground and never get past the first paragraph. So
That's
just,
great advice.
yep, whatever you want to do, just dump it and then worry about moving it around. I hired an editor to help me put things in the right order. And she kept going,
Hmm.
well, this needs to go somewhere else. I'm like, that's not where it is in my brain. So if you think it needs to go somewhere else, you move it because I can't, I don't see it. This is the timeline in my head. So don't be
Hmm.
afraid to reach out for help too when you want to learn a new skill,
Hmm.
because there's so many people out there and having an online presence helps too because we can reach out to each other online. It's not just being in your small town, like you said, where
Yes,
you felt,
absolutely. And
it's kind of
it's important to remember to always be teachable. You never get to the point where you think you know it all because there's always room for improvement.
absolutely being teachable is such an important skill to have. And it makes life more fun too, because when you open
Absolutely.
yourself up to things, it's like, I never knew that existed. That's so
Hmm.
cool. That's awesome. I'm like so excited to hear your music and read your book and see your art. Like it's all so cool.
I've got many irons in the fire right now.
That's good. That's good. It's, multifaceted is a wonderful thing to be for sure.
Yes. It's interesting.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, I'm going to encourage everyone again to get a copy of Johnny's 25th anniversary. It's volume 11 of The Frozen Dead, but it's the 25th anniversary of Johnny Necro, where you can see Tina Michelle's artwork. Whoops, there we go. It's so cool. I love it.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been great.
Thank you so much for hopping on with me. I appreciate it, and I hope to see you online and talk to you and see everything that you're up to.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, you have a great rest of your day.
Okay, you too, Sydnee.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.